We're going on our summer social to Balls Bar London, where we're going to play some balls and drink some beer and hopefully have some fun. We are at the Ball Bar, South Bank. Tarek's got his fan. And this is for Klowt Summer Social. We like to do activities that don't revolve around alcohol, but where alcohol is included, to be an inclusive organisation. And what better way to be inclusive than to be competitive? Oh, stunning. Thank you. Balls, this is so fun.
Short plug it.
The Aperol is Aperoling, the latest member of Klowt.
Ollie's throwing the ball first. That was awful.
I did tell you I was shitting this. Ooh!
Right.
It's better than my last one. I've also realised that what he told you about doing this is not as
So, Amelia knows better than the instructor.
Yeah. He told me you learned how to play it 2 weeks ago.
Bye, bro.
Cheers, guys! Everyone crowding round a tiny, tiny phone to watch England play Denmark. This is the most British thing I've ever seen. This is the Italian shop in Chiswick, and I just have the best stuff here. We're on set today, filming for a client. Pretty cool location, I think. Not getting people in the camera. We are filming today for a podcast, which is very, very exciting. We're just waiting for the co-hosts to come. We're gonna set up and get ready for them. Yeah, it's gonna be a great day. Where's Ivan? There he is!
Then like segment one after that is you asking him why the fuck he decided to sell radiators.
Fun fact about canned tomatoes, you know, I know you come here for the good content. When you buy tinned tomatoes that are chopped or like pulp or whatever, normally they are unripe tomatoes, and that's why sometimes like when you make a ragu, like this guy, or like a pasta sauce or something, it can taste bitter and you need to add sugar to it because the tomatoes aren't actually ripe, right? If you buy peeled whole tomatoes, they're normally whole and they're ripe. Because they're whole, they can't get away with giving you crappy unripe tomatoes because otherwise they would taste terrible. So what I do is I buy whole plum tomatoes and then I whiz them up in the blender to make passata. And the difference is like 69p a can versus like $2.99 a can. So it does make a big difference. And I make a ragu like every week. It's a staple in our house. So it does make a difference. And the tomatoes still taste bloody delicious. You're welcome. Bonjour. I'm just come back from the gym. I'm going through my approvals of my vloggy. It's a Tuesday. I am tired as shit, but I'm very excited because life is great right now. We are doing amazing work. Clients getting great results. I'm happy. I got a new car, which is very exciting. But also I hate posting that kind of stuff. I don't ever want to be that person that's like, look at all the stuff I have. I think it sends the wrong message. But what I will say is I'm very excited to have it because I love it. And it's a lot cheaper than my last car, which was nice, but this one's nicer, I think. And it's less expensive, so win-win all round. Also, I did a massive clear out of all of my stuff like a couple of weeks ago. And I've sold loads of things on Vinted, which feels so nice. It feels so nice to get rid of stuff and not just have shit everywhere. Got rid of loads of clothes that I just don't wear anymore. And like there's something quite cleansing about getting rid of clothes and like selling them and like them going to a better home and you feeling like you don't have so much stuff. I think the stuff makes you feel a bit blocked energetically. It certainly makes me feel blocked anyway. Can you relate? And this is the remnants of my lunch. I was gonna vlog it, but then I ate it because I was hungry. Breakfast for lunch is a 10 out of 10. I had sourdough toast, smashed dough, poached eggs, sriracha. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? My dad judged me so much that he was like, what are you putting on your eggs? I was like, sriracha. He was like, you're disgusting. I was like, you are ridiculous. That is a 10 out of 10. Listen to music that makes you go, that is a fucking life hack, people. Putting on on my new favourite shoes, my Vans. I am out for dinner tonight, so we're gonna get my kiddos from school, from after school club, and then I am coming back here. My amazing housekeeper's coming over, she's gonna look after my kids, and I'm going for dinner with a friend. So I'm going for dinner at Maine tonight. I love these Vans so much. Yes. Yeah, so I'm just doing the final checks and stuff on my book, which is fucking awesome. It's coming out in September. You will need to pre-order, please. Sign up for a newsletter, and I'm gonna send out a message when the book is gonna come out, so you guys will get early access, which is super exciting. One of the things I was thinking about when I was going through the checks and balances and doing all the approvals for the book is like, what are the very easy step-by-steps that someone can follow to build their personal brand if they don't have a ton of time? So, number one is you need to be clear on what your goal is. Do you want to generate inbound leads? Do you want to generate brand awareness? Do you want to be the expert in your space? Do you want a new job? What is the goal? My goal is to help 1 million people build their personal brand, because I know if I can do that, that's going to spread my message. It's going to help me sell my books. It's going to help me get loads of followers. When I have loads of followers, I can do more content, and it kind of feeds this whole machine. Going back to kind of like my original point, which is helping 1 million people build their personal brand, why that's important to me is building my personal brand changed my fucking life. I literally went from living in an unhappy relationship, working in a job that didn't fulfill me, I felt trapped in my life, and posting content gave me an outlet, gave me a community, and to be honest, gave me a fucking ladder to save myself from the pits of hell. It wasn't the pits of hell, it's an exaggeration. You get what I'm saying though. I was able to save myself through the opportunities that I created, me. I wasn't waiting for anyone, I did it myself through posting content. And that is why you need to be posting content as well. So you need to think about what your goal is. Do you want a better job? Do you want more money? Do you want more leads? Do you want to build your business? Do you want to have brand awareness? Do you want to change someone's fucking life? What do you want to do? Once you know what your goal is, you can then figure out who you need to attract to make that goal happen. I want to help 1 million people build their personal brand. So I have 2 goals, 2 things that I need to do in order to make that happen. 1, I need to have lots of reach, lots of influence. I need to do stuff like this to reach people and speak to you about building a personal brand and hopefully give you the education for free. But secondly, I need to get paid, right? Mama's got bills. I have a mortgage. I have children that need feeding. More than necessary, I think. My son literally eats a fucking loaf of bread every single day. Very expensive. Children. However, I need to make money in order to make my dream happen, right? And so for me to make money, I need people to pay me to build their personal brands. And the only people that can afford the fees that we charge at Klowt are businesses. So a lot of the content that I put out is around employers, company branding through personal branding, educational content, etc. Those 2 audiences help me feed into my goal of helping 1 million people build their personal brand. But that's not where you stop with your strategy. The last piece of all of this is, what do you need to talk about in order to attract those 2 audiences, or the 1 audience that you might have? And that is where you get your content ideas from. It's very, very easy for someone to be like, well, what do you want to be known for? To talk about that. You will fatigue out. If someone just said, what do you want to be known for? And I said personal branding, and all I spoke about was personal branding, I'd fatigue out. I talk about personal branding, but I also talk about my journey, running the business, etc., because they relate to those 2 audiences on a human level. That's why I talk about failure so much. I talk about failure so much because I believe that failure is part of success. And I know that every single person that follows me or wants to follow me has had a human experience with failure, which makes them like me because they see themselves in my content. Build your personal brand, people. Be authentic, be yourself, and always remember there has to be a goal that is bigger than 10k likes. Dream bigger than going viral. What is your, I want to help 1 million people build their personal brand? What is the version of that for you? And then always come back to that. I promise you won't go wrong. Oh, and remember that building your personal brand is a long-term play. Don't do this for 6 weeks and then cry because you didn't get any leads. It's like doing 7 minutes abs for 2 months and then expecting you to look like a fucking supermodel. It's gonna take time, baby. It's gonna take time.
Welcome to the 52nd Vertigo Bold Woman Awards. I'm Rachel Wright. Entrepreneurs, business, and determination to change their industry and society for the better. Francesca Bay Brady, co-founder. Ditch Perfection.
Waiting, thank you.
You know you're PMSing hard when you eat chocolate in the middle of a shop. Also, I just went to the shop specifically to get dim sum because that's what I wanted for lunch. And yes, I'm microwaving them, and no, I don't care. Does anyone else do that? Just have a craving for something and then just have to go and get it? Or am I just being a fat bitch? It's Father's Day today, so we are going out for dinner with my dad. this beautiful little Italian restaurant in Chiswick called Capri, which if you live in this area you'll probably know about. So I'm just writing or approving my book, which is coming out in September. TBC on the release date. It is absolutely fucking tedious. I won't lie, I really underestimated when I first agreed to do this how much work it would actually take to write a book, and I'm not sure I would have agreed to do it if I knew how much work was involved. But we're here and the manuscript is due tomorrow, and we've got 3 chapters left to look at before we send it over to the editors and to the publisher. So 3 o'clock now, 3:15 now, so I literally have like 3 hours to go through the last bits and approve everything before it gets sent over to the final edit internally, and then it will go over to the publisher tomorrow. And I really don't want to do it. What I really want to do is go through my 74 emails and unread messages that I need to go through. I need to do a bunch of other stuff for work. To be honest, I'd rather go and have a coffee downstairs and go for a walk. Sometimes, guys, being an adult means doing things that you don't want to do. And that sounds so fucking first world problems because it's a fucking book that I'm doing, and that was my dream for the last year, and I'm complaining about it. But subjective reality, guys, like everything is subjective. And also I think there's some value in that, right? I think when people think they work for themselves or they're doing something that they love to do, that they never work a day in their life. And the reality is that's total bullshit. You still do work when you love what you do, and there are still days when you think, fuck, I would really rather not do that. But part of being an adult and taking control of your own destiny is doing things that you don't want to do. As long as 70% of what you do is fun and you enjoy, I feel like you've lucked out on the lottery of life. Stay tuned for the book though, guys. We're recording the podcast today with Oliver Yonchev, and we've had a fucking nightmare. Our video editor's not feeling well. We've got to figure out a solution. Basically, our video editor has all of a sudden got a sick bug and been throwing up everywhere, and we're meant to have a podcast in 2 minutes, and now it's a mad dash to try and find a video producer that we can bring in last minute and get this podcast done. But we are solutions orientated, baby. We're making it fucking happen. Oh, I came to the wrong floor. She came to the wrong floor. I am such a fool. Oh, come on. How did I just come to the wrong floor? I'm an idiot. Yeah, Ollie, our video editor, who is amazing. He used to work for Klowt and now has moved to a different business, is coming in this morning to help us get this over the line and record with the amazing Oliver Yonchev from Flight Story. So, solutions oriented, baby. We're making it fucking happen. So, the team saved the day. We had an absolute fucking nightmare this morning. We had a podcast recording booked in. Sophie's looking at me like, what the fuck? She shat her pants when I started talking to camera because she had no idea what was going on. And now she's all embarrassed over there. She forgot that I vlog every day. We had this amazing podcast with Oliver Yonchev, who is the co-founder and CEO of Flight Story. Amazing business, go and check them out. Problem was, 15 minutes before he was due to arrive, our video producer got sick and had to go home. And so we had nothing set up, like total fucking chaos. Sophie and I tried to figure out how to work out a podcasting kit. Google couldn't help us. I don't even think God himself could have helped us, to be honest. But what we did do was, instead of doing the podcast when Oliver turned up, I took him for breakfast, distracted him for an hour and a half, and then we did the podcast afterwards, after having contacted the amazing Oliver Wright, who is our ex-producer, who came in on the drop of a hat to film and produce the podcast. So solutions focused, guys. We made it happen. I can't wait for this episode to come out because it means a lot more than just a podcast episode, because we had to rally together as a team to make it happen. Oh, and we have a doggo in the office today as well, which makes it much more exciting. Sammy! Sammy! Hello. Look at the face. And the waggy tail. He's a good boy. Morning. We are getting ready to go to the Polo today with one of our clients. And as you can tell, I have the worst hay fever ever. It is driving me fucking crazy. I literally cannot breathe out of my nose. It's gonna be a great day. I'm gonna take some antihistamines and it's gonna be fine. And we are gonna enjoy ourselves. Does anyone else who wears eyeshadow do this thing where like they don't know how they do their makeup, so you just put the colour on your lids and then just like blend the shit out of it until it looks remotely aesthetically pleasing? It's a good strategy. Here at the Polo, we'll find everyone I'm hanging out with today. And it's gonna be a glorious day. Our first fire alarm in the office.
We're in the middle of our morning meeting. It's so fucking rude. I mean, there are worse places. Catching a nice tan. Catching a tan.